Hello, welcome back. Kevin here. I'm a health and safety professional, and today on Provoking Safety, I'm going to answer the question, what is health and safety? I also want to invite you to stick around until the end of the video, because after answering the question, what is health and safety, I want to leave you with a tip that might provide you a springboard to either reviewing your current health and safety policy and improving it, or starting from scratch and writing a brand new health and safety policy. So let's roll the intro and get into it with answering the question, what is health and safety? Is health and safety a hazard assessment? Is it PPE checks? Is it safety audits, compliance monitoring, compliance auditing, accident investigation? What about bad air? What about mental health? What about poor lighting? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. But let's look at a definition, unpack it so that we can come to a better understanding of what exactly health and safety is. Now, before we get too far into things, just a quick reminder. I want you to let me know what you think of the video. If you liked it, hit the like button below. If you found it informative, beneficial, or even if you didn't, I'd appreciate your comments. It's the only way I'm going to get better. So please include a comment below as well. Also, if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Right down here. And ring the bell. That way you get notified of new content when it comes up. Now, back into it. Many jurisdictions have adopted the stance of referring to the practices, yes, practices, health and safety is more than one thing, of monitoring, enforcing, and promoting health and safety in the workplace as health and safety rather than safety and health. Realizing the importance of addressing the overall health of workers, not just the safety, many have considered this as a holistic approach, more constructive to promoting a good safety culture, an effective safety culture. If you want a healthy safety culture. Now I'm going to address the notion and define what a health and safety culture is in a different video. But for now, I took this from Wikipedia because it's a source that everybody can go to, and if you do the research, it's not too bad. So as defined by the World Health Organization, the WHO, I know, occupational health deals with the aspects of health and safety in the workplace. It has a strong focus on the primary prevention of hazards. I'll say that 3 times fast. Health has been defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. That part's important, and we'll be addressing it later on. Not in this video necessarily, but further on. Not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Okay, occupational health is a multidisciplinary field of healthcare. It's concerned with enabling an individual to undertake their occupation in a way that causes the least amount of harm or the least harm to their health. This contrasts, for example, the promotion of health and safety at work, which is concerned with just preventing harm from any incidental hazards arising in the workplace. Man, that's a mouthful. Okay, so let's unpack all of this and see what it means as far as what health and safety is. Number 1, occupational health deals with all aspects of health and safety in the workplace and has a strong focus on the primary prevention of hazards. Now, this really is the basic foundation of health and safety. Assess activities, environments, practices, and processes for hazards. Then find ways to eliminate or at least significantly reduce them. This is often referred to as applying controls. This means identifying anything that could pose a hazard to a worker, something that may cause injury, harm, or even threaten their very well-being. So more than just telling them to put on a hard hat, wear steel-toed boots, put on eye protection, it's more to it than that. Now, once identified, the hazard needs to be eliminated or significantly reduced. This is done by applying controls. I'll talk more on controls and identifying hazards and implementing controls on a later video. So once again, I'm going to ask you to stay tuned. Okay, number 2. Health has been defined as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. In saying this, many jurisdictions are now encompassing the following into their legislation. And this is not a comprehensive list. This is just a quick overview. And of course, I invite anybody to add more in the comments below. Understanding that each is necessary in promoting worker health and as a result safety in the workplace, many jurisdictions are looking at implementing or have already implemented into their legislation and law bullying and harassment. Okay, it's a fact. Workers don't perform well in environments where bullying and harassment are present. They feel that they're under threat on a constant basis, so it doesn't work well. Attention to mental health and factors beyond bullying and harassment, understanding that these things adversely affect mental health. Things like negative customer and client interaction, often referred to as violence in the workplace. Before it was just a suck it up, it's part of the job attitude. Not anymore. Much the same as bullying and harassment. This negative worker interaction, it's understood that it how should we say, has an adverse effect on production and the duties the workers are performing. Other things such as worker fatigue and other human factors that may exacerbate or may be exacerbated when sudden changes like changes in shift, time changes, etc., have been found to also affect worker production and just worker well-being. These are being addressed. Now, as I said before, this is not an exhaustive list. These are just some examples. I invite you to add other examples that you know of or other things that you may know of in the comments below so that we can get the collaboration process going. There may be something in your jurisdiction's recent implementation that you want to talk about, or that your organization has taken a proactive stance and gone above and beyond the compliance requirements. And if so, please address it in a comment below. Okay, that was 1 and 2. We're on to number 3. Occupational health is a multidisciplinary field of healthcare. It's concerned with enabling an individual to undertake their occupation in a way that causes the least amount of harm to their health. Once again, quite a mouthful. But keep in mind, this doesn't mean that your health and safety professional is a healthcare professional. Far from it. What we do is we take established scientific principles and established health principles and try to apply them into health and safety processes in an effort to promote overall healthy workplaces. And we do this by embracing and utilizing best practices to achieve that goal. Occupational health is constantly evolving. What's true today is going to change. I can remember as a first aid attendant long ago, we didn't even have to wear protective gloves when we were treating a patient. That's completely changed. So what is true today won't be true tomorrow. That's almost a given. We're subject to change, and we have to learn to embrace change. Now, finally, number four, hey, we got there. Traditional health and safety looks at the promotion of health and safety at work. This is where we're concerned with preventing harm from incidental hazards. These are hazards that are arising in the workplace, and once again, embracing this foundation of assessing hazards, identifying them correctly, and then applying controls with the intention of either eliminating hazards and the risk of harm to workers or significantly reducing it. Really and truthfully, this is the basis of health and safety. This is, if you take this and make this your fundamental foundation, a lot of your health and safety practices will evolve well. A lot of people will think that health and safety programs they're a one and done. Once that they're written, endorsed by management, and distributed through the organization, they're going to solve all your ills. This is an incorrect assumption. Just as workplace processes and the workplace environment is constantly changing to keep pace with market environment, innovation, and other influences, so should your safety program. And I'm going to go on more about health and safety programs in depth in later videos. So please stay tuned. Health and safety is evolving, so we should evolve with it. Once again, going to involve health and safety programs, talk about health and safety programs in a later video. It's not a one and done. Once again, just to recap it, and it may sound like I'm going on and on, but this is the foundation. Once you assess workplace activities, environments, practices, or procedures for hazards, whatever they may affect, so regardless of what they may affect, you then make sure they're identified correctly, apply controls to either eliminate completely or significantly reduce the hazards. This minimizes risk to worker and property and the environment. That's the foundation of health and safety, and it's the foundation of a healthy health and safety program or management system. Now, we've got to the end of the video, so now for that tip I promised. Let's look at your current policy or the one that you're considering writing. We just reviewed a whole pile of stuff, and some of it may be helpful in looking at your current health and safety program. So number one, we've defined health and safety. What does it mean to your organization? Is it necessary for doing business? Is it a part of doing business? Is it just a necessary evil that you have to put up with? Figure out what it means to your organization. Make sure your policy encompasses it and it's genuine. Okay? This sort of brings me to the second point. Where is it on the order of importance? Do you as management find it highly important, moderately important, or of no importance? Make sure you're genuine about it and don't include it if you don't find it an importance. I'm hoping you find it important. Do you find health and safety necessary ingredient to having a stellar workforce? Remember, employees that feel safe and have that inherent feeling of safety tend to be more productive. Does this health and safety policy that you're writing, have written, or going to write, does it describe how you're going to apply or comply, with current legislation by addressing hazards, identifying them correctly, and applying controls with the utmost emphasis on eliminating workplace hazards and promoting worker health and safety? Does it do this? If not, maybe consider some edits and rewrite. Finally, do you as an organization strive for continuous improvement, understanding that health and safety policies have to evolve with the environment and with your market stance, your market, where you are in the marketplace, and the processes that you have at work? It can't be a one and done. It has to be, and it has to change depending on the circumstances. I will be doing a further in-depth video on H&S or Health and Safety or OHS policy design, and I suggest you give it a look. Now, just as a reminder, the collaboration process helps me and it helps each other. So please leave your comments. Your input is appreciated. Once again, please be mindful and respectful of the comments that others have left. That's it for now. I look forward to bringing you more content and, of course, receiving your feedback. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe below, I'll get this right yet, and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of additional new content. And remember, please, always be thinking, talking, and doing safety. This way we provoke it at home and in the workplace. I look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, bye for now.